Hi everyone, this is Viola Pierce, the Nurse Nurturer. I'm coming to you today to talk to you about leadership. Now, one of the things that I have learned throughout my nursing career is that I left, being a bedside nurse and went into leadership and really didn't have a really good concept of how leadership was because I was a good nurse. I really thought that I could be a great leader. And sometimes that is the case. But I kind of went into it and I kind of struggled. And I want to please, 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 I want you to be able to comment, let me know what you think about the video. This is a dialogue. I want to be able to talk to the healthcare providers out there who have struggled in the same areas. One of the things that at least my institution is doing that is helping with this portion of leadership is they actually have Ms. Leslie Spencer, who is just absolutely adorable, who I absolutely love, who's very, very sweet. Come in. She came from another healthcare system. She came to us here at Nash, and she's simply amazing, just simply amazing. And so she's doing these leadership classes, and the leadership classes, she's really, really helping us to understand the aspects of leadership. And something that I found out, something that I thought about was that sometimes we as nurses, because in healthcare or anywhere at some instance in time, you can have a lot of incivility in the healthcare profession. Okay, and it's because it's high energy. It's high stress because you're trying to take care of patients, because that whatever you do can make or break the difference as to whether they live or whether they die, or whether they suffer from disability. So you want to make sure that you do the right thing. Us making mistakes in healthcare is very different than us making mistakes anywhere else. And so Ms. Leslie Spencer is doing these leadership classes to help us understand the difference between just being a good bedside nurse, but also going into a leadership position, because just because you're a good bedside nurse does not mean that you're a good leader. And I recognized that, initially I had to learn leadership, and I had to go out and I had to learn that on my own. And what Ms. Spencer is doing is she is doing that on her she's doing that inside the institution to ensure that us bedside nurses, or I was a bedside nurse at one point in time, but that bedside nurses are able to walk into leadership and have, know what leadership is truly about. And I thank her for that, because, that's something that, she didn't have to do, but she's doing a phenomenal job at it. And I just want to say, and I just want you to call out, I want you to comment and tell me a leader in your life that made the difference, because I'm sure that they would like to know what types of, what they did for you in your life that made an absolute difference. And so, I can call out a couple that would just made a huge difference in my life. There were at least four that I can think of right off the top of my head, and that would be, Amy Wenham was phenomenal for me. Gina Champion was a phenomenal leader for me. Leslie Hall was a phenomenal leader for me, and then Diane Lay. And those are the four leaders that I can think of just right off the top of my head that just really gave me a lot of nuggets, took me kind of under their wing and said, this is how you lead, this is the things that you do, and I just want to thank you. And so I want you to, especially if you're in healthcare, even if you're not inside of healthcare, let us know some of the leaders, because sometimes we don't let them know how they're doing and what they're doing to lead us well, because leaders need to know. Sometimes we feel, a little bit of fear in letting leaders know anything. So let's create a dialogue around leaders. Tell them what they have done great for you, how they have impacted your life, because I want us to have those leaders know that so that they can continue to lead in that way. It's great to give feedback in order for them to understand. Because in this world where we're taking care of these patients, we have to have good leadership. That's period, point blank in the story. If we don't have good leadership, it's leadership starts at the top and it goes all the way to the bottom. And we need to understand whether you're a leader who is in a position as a leader, because you don't have to be in a position as a leader, or you are a leader that is not in a position. The ones that I talked about were the ones that were in position, of course. I can tell you a few more that were not in position, such as Summer, who's a phenomenal leader. She was not in position. Kwanzaa, who was a phenomenal. She wasn't in a leadership position per se, but they affected my life and those things that I needed to learn in order to be able to be the nurse that I am today. And so if you have a leader that's in your life that's phenomenal, please comment in the section below. And this is Viola, Dr. Viola Pierce. I am the Nurse Nurturer. And also, I just wanted to let you know, too, about our conference that's coming up August 7th, 2020. It's going to be about you and about how to take care of you. And so I encourage you to sign up for that. Go to www.vpnursing.com and sign up for the conference. It's early bird registration at this time. We have limited seating. It's going to be a phenomenal and awesome conference. It's going to be nothing like you've ever been to before. It's going to be very high energy. The whole point in us doing this is so that we can take care of the provider. And I love those conferences where we come and we learn about the patient, but unless we take care of ourselves, we can't take care of the patient. Anyway, this is the Nurse Nurturer of Dr. Viola Pierce signing off. Have an awesome day.